Very warm welcome, everybody. Thanks very much for joining me, and especially to those guys who are watching for the first time. Yeah, Pakistan Super League, that's what it's all about at the moment. The tournament started with a comfortable win for Islamabad United against disappointing Lahore Qalandars in the Rawalpindi Stadium. Look, I'm somebody who's always trying to be positive about Pakistan cricket, but I call a spade a spade. If things aren't right or things aren't going well, then I will call it out. I won't sit on the fence, as you've probably seen from my previous videos that I've done. And, first and foremost, everybody involved in the Pakistan Super League deserves a lot of praise and credit. All those people who, over the 10 years, have worked tirelessly, who have worked very hard for its success. Give yourselves a pat on the back. You've done a commendable and fantastic job. And I think there were many doubters who thought that the Pakistan Super League wouldn't get past a couple of editions. The third edition, when it moves back to Pakistan, it might not be a success. So again, well done to everybody involved in the Pakistan Super League. You've proved a lot of the doubters and proved a lot of the negative people out there who thought that the PSL wouldn't continue and wouldn't become a permanent fixture in the world of cricket wrong. So I'm somebody who, as I say, has always been positive about Pakistan cricket, or tried to be positive about Pakistan cricket. But I have to say the Pakistan Super League this time, in its 10th edition, has a different feel about it. I don't think the hype has been there. Ahead of the tournament, I don't think the build-up has been that exciting. I don't think the Pakistan Cricket Board has done enough to hype the tournament. Now suddenly the tournament has started and the franchises are trying to get information out there and trying to hype things up. But I think more work in future tournaments needs to be done ahead of the tournament, not last minute, like a day or two before the start of the tournament. So I think that's something that definitely those that have responsibility in that area need to look at. As I say, less hype. There isn't a feel. There isn't that sort of excitement about the PSL this time around. I think it's largely down to the fact that Pakistani cricket lovers and fans around the world are very disillusioned, very disappointed, and very down about the state of cricket in Pakistan. Now, I won't say that it's heading in the same direction as squash and hockey just yet. I know some people are. A lot of people have concerns about the way and the direction Pakistan cricket is heading. But I don't think we're quite in those dark environments at the moment where squash and hockey are. Hopefully, Pakistan cricket will not end up in that same area and same tragic feel about it that squash and hockey currently has in Pakistan. And let that try and be positive, as I say. But as I say, the feel about the PSL this time around, there's a lot of disillusioned fans, there's a lot of disgruntled fans. And I speak to my relatives in Pakistan about their feelings about the PSL this time in Pakistan cricket, and they probably echo the sentiments of many other cricket lovers in Pakistan who feel that cricket in Pakistan is heading downwards. The players, the performances, the coaches, the way cricket is being run in Pakistan, and the results are all, they are there for all to see. We've seen losses to Zimbabwe, USA, Ireland, Bangladesh at home 2-0. And, I could go on with regards to the poor performances recently. And I think that's having a reflection on how people feel about cricket in Pakistan at the moment. And that excitement and that positivity certainly is not there. I think those that were sort of 50-50 about Pakistan cricket are, they're feeling a little bit down. And I think it's for the PSL really to pick those fans up. But whether it can do it or not is a different matter. Let's wait and see. As I say, I speak with relatives on a regular basis about their feelings of cricket in Pakistan, and many of them are feeling very let down by some of the big name players in Pakistan, and they couldn't care less about the PSL. And I'm afraid that that is the situation with many cricket lovers in Pakistan who I feel that they'll watch the odd match here and there, and but they won't take an active interest in watching the Pakistan Super League or supporting the tournament because they're very sad. they're very down about Pakistan cricket. And their priority isn't about how Peshawar Zalmi or Quetta Gladiators do or perform or who wins the PSL. What they want to see is a strong, robust, and exciting Pakistan cricket team. And we just haven't got that in any format at the moment. So I think there's a lot of work to be done. Yeah, the stadium upgrades look good in Pakistan. PCB deserve a lot of credit. They've spent a lot of money on those stadiums, but certainly the people who I know in Pakistan and go to the stadiums, they say that whilst the stadiums and the in-ground facilities have improved at some grounds, the security measures and other issues that they face getting into the grounds, getting to the grounds, they haven't gone away. So I know I was speaking to one relative, and he said that if he wanted to go and watch a match in Karachi, he'd probably have to set off about 4 or 5 hours ahead of the match. And even though he lives about half an hour, 40 minutes from the ground, because he was saying that there's that many security stops, transport issues getting to the ground that, if you want to get there nice and early and get through security, then you have to set off from home from about at least 4 hours ahead of the match, which isn't ideal really. So I think that's something that the Pakistan Cricket Board need to look at. I appreciate that security is absolutely vital. It's pivotal to having the Pakistan Super League. It's important for foreign players to come to the Pakistan Super League and visit Pakistan because the security has to be top notch. But I think more can be done regarding the fans' experience, and perhaps that is why many fans stay away from even the high-profile matches in the Pakistan Super League. You'll get some sellouts, but I reckon most matches will not be sold out this time around. We saw at the opening ceremony, the first match, you'd think the hype, the excitement for that first match, people would have been looking forward to it for about a year to watch that match, to watch those superstars in action at close quarters. And, to watch the likes of Shaheen Shah Afridi and Haris Rauf and your Sikandar Azaz and, your Colin Munros and Shadab Khans and Naseem Shahs, etc., etc. But the match wasn't even a sellout. And, when they were going around the ground, around the stadium, looking at, the stands, and when that Rocket Man who was going around the ground before the game, you could see so many empty seats. And even during the match, when the ball was flying into the stands or they were doing crowd shots, yeah, they were trying their best to show full stadium. But if you look closely, there was a number of empty seats, and questions need to be asked why there were that many empty seats in that opening match. I sincerely hope that that's not the case for the rest of the tournament, but I do have my concerns regarding attendances and whether we will see full stadiums throughout the tournament, because ideally you're hosting the Pakistan Super League, which is the #1 domestic tournament. The whole world is watching. Television coverage, broadcasters are showing it all around the world in the UK, Sky Sports, and, other countries around the world as well are showing all the matches. You want to show a fantastic atmosphere. You want to show the world full stadiums. And if that's not happening, that doesn't set a good example for the tournament. I'm hoping that the feel, the vibe, the excitement about the tournament will increase as the tournament goes on. But first impressions are that it hasn't got that excitement. It hasn't got that same feel about it. And Pakistan Super League this time around feels different for the wrong reasons. And I'm hoping that I prove wrong as the tournament progresses and the excitement builds. But from what I'm seeing at this moment in time, it hasn't got that same feel to it that some of the earlier editions have. I know Rashid Latif recently said in the media that he feels that the Pakistan Super League is slipping, and he mentioned it being about the 6th or the 7th in terms of rankings in T20 tournaments. I think that's quite harsh, really, but I get where he's coming from, because rather than the upward trajectory for the Pakistan Super League, I feel that it's going down in a number of areas. Sometimes I look at the player quality, and only today we've lost Kane Williamson for part of the tournament. We've lost Lytton Das, we've lost Alex Carey, and a number of other international players who won't be coming to the PSL, which is unfortunate for the tournament and for the fans who thought that some of these big names will be there. We've still got the likes of David Warner and Sam Billings and many others who are well known in the international field. And there are some big names, but obviously it's vying against the IPL. So I mean, players who have the option of the IPL versus the PSL, naturally they're going to go for the IPL. We've seen with Bosch, the South African all-rounder, who opted for the IPL, got a 1-year ban from the PSL, but he's probably laughing all the way to the bank because he's going to be getting a lot more money from the IPL for playing one season than he probably will for playing 3, 4 seasons at the PSL. That's the economics. That's the way it works. I can understand players putting money first, or some players putting money first. But as I say, the PSL is up against the IPL this time around, so that's going to be interesting. But I'm a little bit concerned about the PSL and the direction it's heading in. I think it's time for the home and away fixtures. We need 2 more teams. I think that will add to the excitement. Perhaps Sialkot and Faisalabad maybe. And we need all the teams playing home and away because I think at the moment teams have got an unfair advantage over the teams who are not playing in front of their own fans. As I say, early days in the tournament. Let's hope that things improve in all areas of the tournament. But I think it could be a tough and difficult year for the Pakistan Super League and a year where it looks at itself, it looks in the mirror, and actually, who knows? If it's a tough year this year, going forward, things might improve. Thanks very much for watching, folks. Take care. All the best.